But again, on my campus, if you were in any of these three categories, the Kappa, the ball player, or the thug, or the dope dealer, you had no problems with the black women on campus. They were always respectful when they dealt with these groups of brothers. They bent over backwards for these guys, and they did any little freak nasty thing that these niggas wanted. If you met all three of these categories, you were in a fraternity, you played ball, and you had a thuggish demeanor, you were subject to wake up to a different bitch every morning. The women on my campus went out of their way to get with guys like this. I remember dating one sister who told me that when she initially met me, she thought that I was gay. When I asked her why on earth would she think that I was a homosexual when in our initial meeting I was flirting with her, she told me, well, because you talk proper and you're always dressed nice. And I had other black women on campus who asked if I was a Kappa for the same reason. And I tell them, no, I dress professionally all the time because I have a job that requires me to do so. Some of the sisters would get offended and felt that I was speaking to them as if they were ignorant, but shit, it is what it is. Again, the guys who were just happy to be in college and weren't caught up in all of the bullshit didn't get any play at all. The brothers who made the necessary sacrifices in order to be successful in college and therefore didn't look like ballers didn't get any play. The few relationships that many of them had in college were filled with drama from females who played games constantly and who cheated on these brothers. I remember we had a relationship forum where many of these same sisters got on this self-righteous soapbox about we don't appreciate being called bitches and hoes, and we're strong black women, and black men need to respect us. And a sister from the Nation of Islam got on the microphone and busted their asses out. She told them to stop messing with guys just because they're in fraternities and because they're ball players or because they sold dope. She then asked the sisters how they would have the audacity to call themselves strong black women when they're sleeping with men who are destroying their own communities by selling dope and shooting other black men. I remember that some of the sisters who were doing that shit that she described got emotional and stormed out of the forum. But anyway, fast forward to senior year, and the brothers who made the necessary sacrifices are graduating and have good jobs waiting for them. Some of them are continuing their education through grad school, law school, or med school. Some of them have even gotten lucky, found a good woman, and got married. The sisters also graduated, and many of them have good jobs waiting for them. Many have continued their education through graduate school, law school, or med school. Now, while they've managed to become successful in their academics and their careers, they also accumulated baggage from their social behaviors and dating choices in undergrad. Many of these sisters ended up having children out of wedlock. Many of these sisters contracted venereal diseases as a result of their college exploits, and many of them had their reputations ruined because of the shit that they did in undergrad. A few years ago, I went to a homecoming at my alma mater, and some of the same females who wouldn't give me the time of day in undergrad were coming up to me and just fawning over me. It was funny because the same girls who ignored me at the little Kappa parties and the other little homecoming functions or what have you back in the day, or who would grab their friends and dance with them in order to avoid me when they saw me coming up to them, all of a sudden they're talking about, oh, what do you do now? And, oh, I always thought you were a catch, and how come you aren't married? Here, let me give you my number. And while they may have thought that I was flattered, I was actually offended. I was offended because when we were in college and these women didn't have the venereal diseases, the weight gain, the 2 and 3 kids from 2 and 3 different guys, and the whorish reputations, they treated me like I wasn't shit. But now that no one else wants them and they need a responsible man to help them take care of their children, they're the sweetest women on earth. They don't want the balling out of control pretty boy, the false flagging gangbanger, or the asshole ball player. Really, those guys don't want them. Now they want the quote-unquote good man and they can't find one. It's gotten to a point where I get offended when women tell me that I'm a nice guy or that I'm a good man. It's like they're saying, oh, you're Captain Save-A-Ho, or oh, you're a bitch. And I actually check women for saying that shit to me, and I let them know that it's not flattering, especially if it's a single woman with children. Call me cynical, but sisters, you've shown me time and time again that many of you are selfish, ungrateful, disrespectful, disloyal, and delusional. Steve Harvey mentioned that by age 30, a black man's only mental preoccupation is getting his money right, but he's been engaged in so much foolishness and proving his manhood by being a player. Sisters, this may be a hard pill to swallow, but you breed players, pimps, thugs, and dog-ass men. I've seen many good, caring, thoughtful black men become cold-hearted as an adaptive measure because of the way that they've been treated by self-centered black women. Again, sisters, your chickens are coming home to roost, and it's only when you become honest with yourselves and with us that we can come to a resolution. Now, black men have accepted responsibility for our role in the problem. Though I've never cheated on a woman, and although I'm not fathering children that I'm not taking care of, I'm accepting responsibility for my father, my stepfather, and other black men who've done this kind of bullshit. Although I'm not a thug and have never been in trouble with the law, I'm taking responsibility for the black men who fucked up our communities from gang banging, selling dope, and committing genocide. I'm showing young black men how to be men and how to carry themselves with pride and dignity, despite the fact that no black man ever bothered to show this to me. Sisters, my question to you is, when are you going to take responsibility for your part? When are you going to stop deflecting and playing the blame game and start saying, I'm in the position that I'm in now because I've been making poor choices. I'm in this position because I got into situations with men motivated by greed and materialism. I got into a position where I now have a child out of wedlock because I was starving for attention or because I was trying to keep a guy that I wanted. I'm in the position that I'm in now because I wanted that good look so bad that I shitted on good black men who just wanted to love and support me and who needed love and support in return. I'm in the position that I'm in now because I wanted the lifestyle that I saw on MTV and BET, and I wanted it so badly that I was willing to whore myself out in order to get it. I'm in the position that I'm in now because the women in my family never taught me how to respect and appreciate black men. To the young sisters who are coming out of high school or are in college now, I want you to take a good look at the women on these Nightline specials. This will be you in the next 10, 15, or 20 years if you don't begin making smart choices in your youth. Now, I know that there's a lot of pressure on you behind guys always sweating you and wanting to get in your pants. I know many of you have been fed misinformation about not being as pretty as women of other races, particularly white women. Young black girls, this is complete bullshit. You are very beautiful and you are very intelligent. You have the best grade of hair on the planet and there's no need to use hair extensions or straightening combs. You're the only race of women, in my opinion, who look just as beautiful with no hair as you do with hair. You have every right in the world to be proud of yourselves. However, don't let pride turn into arrogance and conceit. To the sisters in their late 20s, 30s, and 40s, I say this. When you're ready to be honest with yourselves and accept responsibility for your actions, we're ready to put all of this bullshit behind us and move forward. And that's my rant. Y'all take it easy.